So the next topic is going to be custody and child support. And the quote that we wanted to obviously highlight is, custody isn't about winning or losing. It's about creating a stable, healthy future for your child. And that's kind of important because a lot of times, people use their children as a weapon against the other party. Both men and women will do it. And that is never really a good situation for the child. The child's always going to be the loser in a situation like that. Um, Custody in the state of Georgia, when children are involved, obviously people are very emotional about their children. So it will make for a very emotional divorce. Um, but what the courts focus on is what is in the best interest of the child above everything else. They don't really care what you want. They don't really care what your husband or your wife wants. They just care about what is most important, what is in the best interest of the child. So things that the courts will look at is things like who got them up and prepared them for school, who fed them, who took them to the doctor, who knows their teachers, who has meetings with the teachers, um, who will foster, that's important, who will foster a relationship with the other parent, right? That is very important because like I said, there are sometimes one parent does not do that and they actually weaponize the child against the other. So that is important to the judges. Now legal custody, people get confused about this all the time. There are two different kinds of custody. One is legal and one is physical. Legal custody is who gets to make the dated, well, not a day-to-day, but the big decisions. Because when the child's in your custody, you get to make the day-to-day decisions, but who gets to make the big decisions? The big decisions that Georgia thinks is important are education, of course, non-emergency healthcare, religious upbringing, and extracurricular activities. Those are the four things. Now, that is typically joint. So that means that the parties need to confer with each other to make a decision for their child. That's in the best interest of their child. But if it's two of you and there's a disagreement, somebody has to be the tiebreaker. And so generally it's the person who has primary who is the tiebreaker. Now, there are also situations where, say for example, dad is the coach for the kids, and dad has signed them up for different activities and stuff. The court may allow dad to have final say so in extracurricular activities. um Education, mom is a teacher, the child goes to school where mom lives, that will typically go to whoever the primary custodian is, because where the child lives typically is where the child gets to go to school.